Roman Reigns to square off in a massive unannounced match, major finish to Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal on WWE Raw. Rhea Ripley sends a message after Judgment Day's backstage segment. Newly crowned WWE Champion will get that Gunther-like title run. Rock Lesnar's allegedly nixed plans. Harsh reality about The Rock's recent segment. Roman Reigns destroys The Rock. Let's jump right into it. Major finish to Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal on WWE Raw. A surprising face-off occurred on WWE Monday Night Raw this week. It all started with Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring addressing the 2024 Royal Rumble. This is in addition to his goal to walk into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion and leave with the belt still around his waist. Out of nowhere, Jinder Mahal's music played. Jinder had some screen time last week when he interacted with The Rock. This time, he had a back-and-forth verbal debate with the reigning World Heavyweight Champion. In the end, things got physical. Jinder blindsided Seth after being challenged to hit him, opting instead to do it from behind. The Visionary sent Mahal packing, however. This then led to a big-time announcement. Seth will defend his coveted World Heavyweight Championship against Jinder Mahal next week. This piece will look at a handful of ways the bout could end, which includes former partners in a popular stable reuniting. How won't the bout conclude? Here are 4 possible finishes for Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal on WWE Raw. Number 4. Jinder Mahal could shockingly win the World Heavyweight Championship. Jinder Mahal's reputation in pro wrestling and WWE is mixed. Some fans best remember him as a former WWE champion who shocked the world to skyrocket to the top of the industry. Other fans see Jinder as a mid-card player, perhaps even beneath that. While he's a former world champion, his time on top was quite short. Overall, he has certainly spent more time on the lower end of the card than he ever did at the top. Due to that, he could shock the world again if he manages to dethrone Seth Rollins next week. If he hits the Visionary with the Callas, even somebody as skilled as Rollins would have trouble getting up. Mahal could leave the audience in disbelief and shake up the red brand. Number 3. Damian Priest could cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and win the title. Damian Priest is part of the Judgment Day, arguably the top stable in all of WWE today. He's also one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions alongside Finn Balor. The two are in their second reign. In addition to championship gold, Damian has also seen Money in the Bank. He won the briefcase at Money in the Bank 2023 in London this past summer. As a result, he can cash in for a guaranteed title opportunity at any point. The Archer of Infamy may decide to cash in during the bout and turn it into a triple threat match. This is what Seth Rollins did when he was Mr. Money in the Bank, so Priest doing the same and proceeding to win the coveted prize would in some ways be karmic justice. Number 2. Seth Rollins could win cleanly and remain on top of WWE. While there's certainly a chance that a new champion could be crowned next Monday, the odds are against that actually happening. WWE Raw will likely see Seth Rollins defend and successfully retain his coveted World Heavyweight Championship. The Visionary is in a great spot. He is the first ever World Heavyweight Champion since the belt was introduced by WWE at Night of Champions last year. Since then, Rollins has defeated everybody he's encountered. The Monday Night Raw star has managed to retain his title against Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Drew McIntyre, among others. When he battles Jinder on Raw, the same result may take place. Number 1. Drew McIntyre could help Jinder win and the pair could reform 3 megabytes. Seth Rollins has had issues with a lot of stars since winning the World Heavyweight Championship. His rivalry with Shinsuke Nakamura and his feud with Finn Balor were both very personal and intense. His most recent rival prior to Jinder Mahal was Drew McIntyre. The two met a pair of major title matches, with animosity growing every time they spoke. In the end, Seth defeated the former WWE champion, but McIntyre remains very bitter over it. In what felt like a lifetime ago, Jinder and Drew were part of 3 megabytes, a stable also featuring Heath Slater and Hornswoggle. There's a chance Drew will show up and help Jinder win the World Heavyweight Championship, thus reuniting with his former friend and partner. A claymore behind the referee's back could spell the end of the Visionary as champion. Rhea Ripley sends a message after Judgment Day's backstage segment. Rhea Ripley took to Twitter to send a 5-word message after the Judgment Day's backstage segment on this week's Raw. On Raw, the Judgment Day was involved in multiple segments. Ripley confronted Nia Jax. Meanwhile, Finn Balor lost to Tommaso Ciampa as DIY set their sights on the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Taking to Twitter, Ripley reacted to a backstage segment and expressed her displeasure for the crappy TV in the Judgment Day's clubhouse. "The crappy old TV," wrote Ripley. Rhea Ripley recently made it official that R-Truth is not a part of the Judgment Day and apologized to the WWE Universe. Speaking on the WWE 2024 preview special show, the reigning WWE Women's World Champion briefly discussed the awesome Truth reunion. She further asked the duo of The Miz and Truth to stay away from the Judgment Day. Ripley said, "You know, I had it up to here with R-Truth. I really have. He's not in the Judgment Day. It was cool to see Awesome Truth back together. Don't get me wrong, I was a huge fan of them growing up, but they should stay together, and they should stay away from the Judgment Day because there's 5 of us, and that's it. We're not looking at Truth right now, and he's trying to wiggle his way in. To me, he thinks he's a part of it, but we have never signed off on that. We have not discussed this. We have not come to agreement that truth is in the Judgment Day. So far he is not. Sorry everyone. Rhea Ripley is currently on the back of a successful title defense against Ivy Nile. Her next championship defense could be against Nia Jax, who defeated Becky Lynch at WWE Raw Day 1. What are your thoughts on R-Truth's storyline with the Judgment Day? Newly crowned WWE Champion will get that Gunther-like title run. Gunther has been one of the most dominant champions in WWE for nearly 2 years. However, fans want to see a newly crowned champion replicate the Ring General's run on NXT. Gunther's Intercontinental Championship run has been legendary, to say the least. There seems to be no stopping the Ring General, who has overcome some of the toughest superstars to retain his championship and become the longest-reigning IC champion in history. The latest edition of NXT saw Oba Femi cash in his NXT breakout contract to get a match against a tired Dragon Lee. Femi didn't take long to defeat the North American champion and win his first title in WWE. The match wasn't that great, but the victory was sweet nonetheless. Many fans have been following Oba Femi's journey in NXT and were happy to see him win a title so early in his career. Taking to Twitter, many fans pointed out that Oba Femi had what it takes to become a top star. Some want to see him have a Gunther-esque reign with a title that can help elevate the NXT North American Championship. Others want him to become the Gunther of NXT. A fan pointed out that his rivalry against Dijak could steal many shows. Another fan believes Oba Femi is the complete package. Some fans want to see him enter the Royal Rumble to gain even more popularity. One fan pointed out how the title suits the massive superstar well. It could help him get to the next level quicker. Another noted the steps that led to his incredible win on WWE. NXT. Oba's recent performances have shown that he's in it for the long run. However, WWE has yet to test him out in lengthy matches where he'll need to show his endurance along with his strength. Gunther has been away from Raw following the birth of his child with Jenny. The Ring General is set to make his return on the upcoming episode of The Red Brand. Imperium has been through a lot since the Intercontinental Champion went on a break. Giovanni Vinci suffered an injury during a match against New Day, and Ludwig Kaiser got some revenge on Kofi Kingston on the latest edition of the show. The Ring General could get into a rivalry for his Intercontinental Championship on the upcoming episode of Raw. On the other hand, he could simply announce his entry into the men's Royal Rumble match. Who do you want to see challenge the Ring General next? Brock Lesnar's allegedly Nixed plans. A former WWE star has thrown shade at Brock Lesnar, claiming the Beast spoiled his Royal Rumble victory plans back in 2022. The name in question is Matt Riddle, who was released from the Stanford-based promotion in September 2023. The former United States champion finally landed back in the ring at MLW Kings of Coliseum against Jacob Fatu, following the end of his 90-day WWE non-compete clause. During a recent virtual signing session with fans courtesy of Signed by Superstars, the King of Bros dropped a bombshell, claiming he was supposedly the chosen one to win the 2022 Royal Rumble according to the original plans. But then Brock Lesnar allegedly came in like a wrecking ball, tossed Riddle out, and snatched the victory for himself after losing the WWE Championship at the hands of Bobby Lashley earlier that night. The former WWE superstar claimed that the Beast incarnate refused to cooperate, and no one backstage stood up to him. So I believe, it's sports entertainment, that I was told at one point, yeah, I was gonna win the Royal Rumble and everything else, and then what was it? Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar because somebody came in and hit him with the belt or what have you. Then Brock came in, didn't want to do business with everybody, said he was winning, and then he won, and then none of the producers, nobody stood up to him, and they let him do it. I didn't either, Riddle said. T Post Wrestling, the Beast has been on a hiatus since losing to Cody Rhodes and putting over the American Nightmare at SummerSlam 2023. Fans are expecting Brock Lesnar's return at the upcoming Royal Rumble event. A recent report from Southeast Scoop stated that the status of the former Universal Champion's comeback at the Premium Live event is still unconfirmed. However, a tenured WWE member did not deny that the Beast incarnate would be a part of Royal Rumble 2024. Only time will tell if Lesnar joins the likes of Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre for an opportunity to headline WrestleMania 40 by returning at the Royal Rumble on January 27. What did you think of Brock Lesnar allegedly sabotaging Matt Riddle's plans? Harsh reality about The Rock's recent segment. Former WWE star Shan recently spoke about The Rock's return and confrontation with Jinder Mahal. The Brahma Bull made an electrifying comeback on Raw Day 1 as Jinder Mahal berated the United States for its lack of unity. He destroyed the modern-day Maharaja on the mic before assaulting him inside the ring. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling, Stasiak mentioned that it was an emotionally charged segment given the current political situation in the United States. He pointed out that many people might even agree with Mahal, although he was a heel. The former WWE star felt that The Rock helped with the patriotic angle. It was very patriotic. And because of the political climate of this country, there's a lot of tension, a lot of divisiveness just politically. The things that Jinder was commenting on, I think a lot of people might even agree with that to an extent. It was a little harsh. He was playing his character. Being a heel, he did a great job, said Stasiak. He further mentioned that WWE had always produced the foreign heel angle very well in the past with top names like the Iron Sheik, Stak, Slaughter, and Nikolai Volkov. During his appearance on last week's Raw, The Rock captured headlines with his promo's conclusion. After taking out Jinder Mahal, the People's Champ claimed that he was hungry and asked the fans where he should sit. He then concluded that maybe he should sit at the head of the table, hinting at a match against the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. It's a smart move when it comes to playing with emotion and intertwining reality, events, and points in the world into a scripted format. I just think it makes it that much more real. You really invest your emotion into it. I love the segment, Stasiak added. It will be interesting to see if the much-awaited dream match between the two Samoans will take place at WrestleMania this year. Do you think we will see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40? Roman Reigns destroys The Rock. The 2024 Royal Rumble is next on WWE's lineup of premium live events. Still, Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia is also a massive show, and former Raw general manager Eric Bischoff recently revealed that he wants Roman Reigns to take on The Rock at the event. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's recent return on the Day 1 special episode of WWE Raw has sparked rumors about his involvement on the road to WrestleMania 40. The Rock openly mentioned his desire to target the Tribal Chief, and many people believe that the Great One's presence has improved the world title scenarios. Eric Bischoff, for one, was caught off guard by The Rock's most recent appearance and was pretty excited about the creative possibilities that were in store. While speaking on his 83 Weeks podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer said, "I didn't think that would happen, but it is, and I think what's really exciting is what are the options, creatively. What's going to happen? That's why they are doing it, and there are some options there." Bischoff stated that The Rock and Roman Reigns must headline the Elimination Chamber 2024 Premium Live event in Perth, with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion retaining his title. Following Elimination Chamber 2024, the former WCW president said that he would like to see WWE go back to its reported plan to have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in a rematch at WrestleMania 40. Bischoff went on, "I'd like to see Rock versus Roman in Perth. I'd like to see Roman beat Rock because it makes the most sense to me, and then set up a monster of a pay-per-view with Cody and Roman for all the marbles. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen." WWE Elimination Chamber 2024 will also be a huge stadium show, and the Stamford-based promotion would ideally present a stacked card with all the big names. Former Raw general manager Eric Bischoff said that from a business standpoint, booking The Rock, a 10-time world champion, to be in Perth, Australia, would be a masterstroke that could help set up another yearly international show that draws the big bucks. Bischoff felt there was no harm in the company having multiple events in its programming catalog rivaling WrestleMania's grandeur. The wrestling legend explained WWE CEO Nick Khan's approach and said overseas shows with big names will pay dividends for the Stamford-based promotion in the long run. "It makes the most sense to us, at least to have Rock show up at Elimination Chamber," Eric Bischoff said. "WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl, right? Well, why not have two Super Bowls if you can? Certainly, with Rock there in Perth, it sets the stage for future international growth, and I think that's a big part of the strategy. If you look at the dots and connect a few of them, Nick Khan is steering the ship. A lot of emphasis is placed on international PLEs or pay-per-views, and I think that this is a great way to do that. Is The Rock versus Roman Reigns a suitable main event showdown for Elimination Chamber 2024? Roman Reigns to square off in a massive unannounced match. Wrestling veteran Matt Morgan suggested Roman Reigns square off against Cody Rhodes in an unannounced match at WWE WrestleMania 40. The Tribal Chief is scheduled to defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton in a fatal four-way match at Royal Rumble. While many believe he would retain his title before putting it on the line against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, others think he might square off against The Rock after the latter's return on Raw last week. Morgan recently discussed the possible scenarios of having Reigns face The Rock and Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. He claimed the Tribal Chief could square off against the Brahma Bull on night 1. He and the company would then surprise the fans with an unannounced match against the American Nightmare on night 2. What I just said, Roman would be wrestling versus Rock and pinning him. And then, unannounced, Cody wrestles Roman on night 2. So CM Punk / Seth Rollins is still the advertised main event for night 2. He said, Roman Reigns losing his title to top WWE star at WrestleMania after a fierce battle with The Rock should happen, suggests veteran. The Rock's return to tease a match against Roman Reigns raised doubt among Cody Rhodes fans about his getting another chance to finish his story at WrestleMania 40. During the same episode of Gigantic Pop, Matt Morgan explained why the company has to let the American Nightmare win the title and finish the story. So here's what I think. Can I get my prediction? I do think that Cody has to be able to finish the story. He does. He has to. Nobody is going to trust that company again, he said. Cody Rhodes' reaction to The Rock potentially returning to square off against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 predicted by wrestling veteran.
feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for